What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here. I'm coming at you with entry number 17.
Yes.
17. It makes it June 16th, 2020.
No.
17th, 2025. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Reason we're so late recording this and uploading it is we went to my best friend Tanner's birthday dinner with him and some of his coworkers and such. And there was a big party of us, so it took like 2 hours from like the second we walked in to like finish eating and paying, because everybody got steaks pretty much, and you know, appetizers and cocktails and stuff like that. Not everybody got cocktails, but it was good. We went to X Steakhouse, which is a fancy steakhouse in town, and it's definitely fancy. They're really proud of their prices.
And their steaks are not as good as Aspic.
Yeah. And mine's all...
They're good, but they're not. I mean, an 8-ounce sirloin was $23.
Yeah, and mine...
And it just...
16-ounce ribeye was $35. I was like,
And they're not as good as Aspen Creek, but they're more expensive.
And that comes with
She
butter.
didn't even give me a steak knife. I had to ask for it. It was weird.
Really? She gave everybody else
Yeah, she
steak
gave
knife?
everybody else one, but she didn't give me one.
She missed a drink, somebody's drink. She missed her steak knife. She almost brought me the wrong tea.
She was really sweet.
She was nice.
They should have had, I mean, they had a lot of parties in there, which might be why they didn't, but they should have had 2 servers for our table.
Which, I mean, I think there should be like a cap, like if there's like an X amount of people at the table.
They also didn't add an auto gratuity, which I expected them to, because we
that
had
was
such
weird.
a huge party.
That was weird because when they gave me the 18, 22, and 25%, which I just gave her a flat $20 tip. I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's right in the middle. But yeah, the ribeye was good.
Ow!
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was a little too fatty for my taste.
Glad I didn't get one.
Because it, like, you know, I cut a piece of fat off, and then, like, a whole strand of it would come together, and I'm like, I just need one of y'all right now. I'm going to eat all y'all, but I just need one little piece of y'all right now. But, so we did that, but yeah, it's Tanner and Andrew's birthday party, or birthday tomorrow, so I just want to wish them an early happy birthday. And I'll wish them happy birthday again. You are a psycho. He was like this in the front yard.
You're so cute, though.
He was like this in the front yard.
See, it's because you guys have been gone for 3.5 hours.
He was all hopping in the wind and stuff.
Were you
It was
hopping?
cute.
Were you
But
hopping in the wind?
He's a hoppy little puppy. And so I got off work really early today, like ungodly early today. 2 hours before you.
Yeah.
2 hours before you. So what I did in that time was I finished my Lego set that I was so excited for y'all.
Oh, I see it now.
I'm a little peeved. They shorted me a piece.
Bear.
Like, I have 2 backups of Darth Maul's top of his head, but I'm missing 1 piece. You'll see. So, it's Darth Maul's ship from episode 1. And as you can see, like right here on top, it has 3 pieces across. The bottom one only has 2 in the middle. They shorted me that 1 piece. I looked all over the kitchen for it. I interrogated Cass and Morty. I'm like, it's gone. Like, it is freaking gone. So it looks kind of weird. You gotta kind of look at it, but it's noticeable for me. And I'm like, oh man. And then of course it was like the second to last page, and I'm like, really? So I was like, what am I gonna do? Complain to Lego about it? But it's cool because the compartment opens up and these swivel, and Darth Maul is in there on his speeder bike.
No, thank you.
Which is really cool. And so, like, it was like, this didn't happen in the movie, but it's still fun. But, because if you push a part of this up, it drops like 3 detonator bombs. And then if you push these 2 buttons right here, it has 2 little things in the front that shoot lasers, which I'm not gonna do. But yeah, I was like, that's action-packed. These are way more action-packed than when I was a kid. So, and then it came with a 25th anniversary collectible of Forrest Whitaker's character Saw from Rogue One, which I thought was kind of cool.
That's cool.
And of course, it comes with little Anakin Skywalker, and Qui-Gon Jinn, which as I'm getting older, I am realizing that he's probably the best Jedi. That was underutilized like crazy. So that's what I did. That took me 20 minutes to do. So, and then I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I did laundry in the time it took her to come home after that. So, but when I was waiting for her before dinner, because we had time we were going to go to dinner, I went in there and played Rock Band, the set list that I have for Choptober 2025. I'm starting to practice that, so that was fun. I was really excited about that.
There. Quit.
This dog is licking her foot like it's a Tootsie Pop, like every freaking day, dude.
And she doesn't. We just took her to the vet. There's nothing wrong with
There's
her.
nothing wrong with her. She's just being weird. But that's all I really wanted to talk about tonight. I mean, that's freaking quick. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? Oh, R. Kelly went to the hospital for an overdose.
Oh, I saw that.
Which I was like, overdose on what? And my friend Jacob said he overdosed on PCP. I was like, get out of here. That's funny.
Get out of here. That's funny.
That's funny. Get out of here. You're going to jail. The joke's too funny. The joke police. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't have anything. It was a decent day at work.
Pretty cut and dry
Pretty
day.
normal, cut and dry.
Yeah.
I came home, did some organization stuff before we went, and then we went,
And then we went, and then we came
and then
home.
we came home.
Well, we stopped for some. I just wanted ice cream, so we stopped and got the Vice Wife frozen yogurt, and I got the cluster fudge, the peanut cluster fudge. Say that 3 times fast.
The vice wife and I are getting a divorce though, because she took her other best friend to. Well, her other best friend took her to Blue October, which Jess really doesn't care about.
No.
Only knew one of the songs. Only knew the chorus of another one.
Yeah. And I was like, I know 3 of their songs.
But I love Blue October.
Yeah.
And the hobo
The hobo.
went to Blue October. And I realized that her friend invited her, like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But she also is taking this friend to a concert in the fall
In Dallas.
in Dallas.
Yeah.
And not me. She didn't even ask me. She's in trouble. We're
She's in
getting a
trouble.
divorce.
Getting a divorce.
Not really.
No.
I love her with
Yeah,
all my
wait.
heart, and I also love her other best friend because she's wonderful.
Yeah, she's
so
great.
if you're watching this, we love you, and I'm not actually mad at you. It's just funny to joke.
But if I have a delivery at the funeral home, I'm on your ass. I'd be like, listen, you. No, I wouldn't. I
No,
wouldn't.
she's
nice.
wonderful.
And I mean, Blue October, like I was telling her, like they've come to town a few times in the past like couple of years. So we're definitely gonna catch them again.
I don't even like concerts.
It's like
I just like giving her a hard time.
and like with them, it's like more of like because they do the Globe News Center, so it's more like an intimate like
See, I would
concert
like
experience. I don't think they have like 80-foot amplifiers and smoke bombs and
No.
stuff. It's not like a Kiss
that. I like
concert.
the more intimate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to kiss a lot, but
Yeah.
I just get so my version of the spectrum is incredibly overwhelmed by sound,
Yeah.
and my brain will get so overloaded.
Yeah.
I'll get a migraine. Like I used to tell people all the time that I didn't like music, which is a lie. I love music.
Just don't
But
make
I
it
didn't
loud.
know how to explain to them that I am not somebody that can listen to music all the time.
Yeah.
I cannot have a headphone in my ear all the time. I don't even listen to music in the car when I'm driving half the time.
Okay.
If I'm not talking to my grandma, I'm listening to a podcast. And if I'm not listening to a podcast, it's silent. I don't, unless I'm in a mood. If I'm in a mood, then I'll play some music. But for the most part, I'm very sensitive to loud sounds, sudden sounds, like a door slamming will send me over the edge, or like somebody popping bubble wrap
Oh.
when I don't know that they're about to do it sends me over the edge.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me if I know it's coming. Like, if I can
Right.
anticipate the sound first, then I'm fine. But if there's too many different sounds going on, like Ami doing that, and Chandler chewing on his ball and whining, and then us talking, and the water fountain going, and the fan whirring, it was too much.
Yeah.
And the only one of those that I could stop was hers.
And she did. She stopped.
Because if I try to stop him, he'll just bring me the BALL
Yeah.
that he has in his mouth, and then we'll start that cycle all
And
over again.
that is her problem for sure.
Yeah. So
But
I don't typically like concerts very much, so I don't actually care that she didn't invite me. It was just funny to give her a hard time.
yeah, see, I on the other hand kind of got offended because I'm like, I like concerts. Like, I like concerts.
Yeah, he likes them.
I usually try to go to at least once a year, but I didn't go to one last year.
When we were dating, I did not tell him that I didn't like concerts. In fact, I pretended like I was jealous that he went to Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Which actually I was, because I had not figured out what it was that bothered me. And I liked all the bands that were at Warped Tour.
Yeah, I mainly went for like 2 or 3, but there's a few of them. I'm like, oh, these guys are actually pretty good.
But I was actually jealous. I wasn't lying. But it took me a long time before I figured out exactly what it was about concerts that bothered me. And like the 2 Kiss concerts that we went to, they didn't bother me.
Yeah, because
they were big spaces.
Yeah, the Music Factory, the Toyota Music Factory in Irving, was a hybrid, so it was half outdoor, half indoor, so the sound could go out. You know, it wasn't like in the building. I think you would absolutely hate a concert at the Civic Center.
Yes, I would.
And then obviously Isleta is an outdoor venue, so it.
And growing up, that was the only concert venue. I mean, it's
Isleta.
not the only concert venue, but it was the only one that I went to that wasn't a Christian concert, because I went to Christian music concerts, and those are different. That's like worship, and even then it was still overwhelming. The only time that I went that it was so overwhelming that I had to step out was when it was Family Force 5.
Yeah.
And I love Family Force 5, but they were very over the top for an indoor concert, and we had closer tickets to that one, so we were on the floor, and the rest of the time was fine. I can't remember who went with them. I know David Crowder Band was there, and I loved David Crowder Band. I can't remember who. Was that the Matthew West concert? It might have been David Crowder and Matthew West too. Which their music is a lot calmer.
It's just like a weird
and again, a lot more worship,
intimate, worshipy.
Yes.
You know, because I have actually seen Family Force 5 twice, and they were both indoor arenas. And I could.
So
it's
much.
just echoing, just like it's like this the whole time. I'm just like, oh my god, because the first one was at Quail Creek, that small of a venue, because it was Family Force 5.
Was it in the sanctuary?
Yes. Family Force 5, Toby Mac's wife, and then Toby Mac was the headliner. And so
That might have been when I saw Family Force 5 was that tour.
yeah, did they go to your church or was it? Because apparently there was like a church tour that they were doing, like they were actually like now they would probably be playing
No.
Trinity or something like that now.
I think. Well, no, David Crowder Band was definitely there, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been the same tour, because that concert, I think it was at the Pit in Albuquerque, which is it's the Lobos basketball stadium.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And a lot of big things happen at the Pit. A lot of concerts. My best friend's graduation was there. So
I've been inside the pit once during shoot around, but that was when I went and saw the A&M.
It was
UNM.
either there or the State Fair. It was either there or the Tingley Coliseum. But either way, we went down
Yeah.
and we were on the stairs. Like, we didn't go, on the floor. We
Yeah.
didn't, but the entry, you didn't go up at all. So it either had to be the pit or the Tingley Coliseum, because those are the only two venues that I've been to where the entry is higher than the seats.
Yeah.
Because in most places you enter like in the middle and you can either go up or down. But in
Yeah.
both of those places it's enter and down. And then there's a few seats up to the side,
So
but
it's
not very many. Because, the pit is actually underground.
yeah.
And then the Tingley Coliseum, it's not underground, but the way that the entrance is, I think there's a parking garage underground.
Yeah.
So the way that the entrance is, you end up going down. And again, there's a few seats up top, but it's not quite middle, like a normal stadium.
Yeah. And then I saw them. It was during Disciple Now. We, of course, went to our, houses, and then we kind of like at the end kind of met up at the concert was like the final thing that we did for Disciple Now that weekend, and it was at the Civic Center Coliseum, and it was Family Force 5, Zoe Girl.
I forgot about Zoe Girl.
And then, which I freaking love Zoe Girl.
I just forgot she existed.
And I was like, oh, cool. I like them. And they were loud. Like I used the excuse like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I actually had to go outside for a second. I was just like, wow. Because like her voice, because her voice was just like echoing off of every inch of the wall, and then she has a beautiful voice. I'm just like,
Right.
Even I was getting overstimulated, and then of course Toby Mac was the headliner. So I've seen Toby Mac 3 times.
I've seen Toby Mac probably 3 times too.
And then when Chris and I went to the Blue Jays Rangers game, he was the concert series. It was Toby Mac and Chris is like, you want to stick around? I'm like, sure, I'll see him for a 3rd time. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like I didn't intentionally mean to see him 3 times, but it was like a little intimate concert. He had his wife up there, and she was singing background vocals, and they had keyboards and guitars, and that was cool. Like I've seen Daughtry twice by accident. So
that's true.
because the first time I saw them was with Kiss, which still to me had the weirdest headliner lineup. Daughtry, Pat Green, who's a country singer, and then Kiss, in that order. It was like, that should have been like, it should have been Pat Green, then Daughtry, then Kiss.
That would make more sense.
But I think that was the order. No, it was Pat Green, Daughtry, Kiss. Because even like my dad was like, really, they got a country singer to go on before the rock bands? Like, okay, cool. And he did a good job. Jacqueline was jealous because she's like, I love Pat Green. Wave on Wave was a badass song, which it was. Now I hear it, and it brings tear to my eyes because I got to see that with Dad, so I'm just like, oh. So every time I hear that song, I go back to Frisco, when the first time we went and saw Kiss together, and it just rushing back. And then Dad, before the concert, was like, Daughtry was on American Idol. This guy's gonna suck. And then he went on, and Dad and I looked at each other, and he was like, okay, he actually did pretty good job. And then Daughtry was the opening act when my sister and I went and saw Nickelback in Albuquerque at Isleta. And so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll see him again. Like, it's again, yeah, sure, I'll see him again. It's fine. But yeah, that was interesting. I kind of prefer bands that are just like by themselves now as I get older.
Right.
So like, the last 4 times I've seen Kiss, well, minus a couple, because they had David Lee Roth and then The Painter when we saw them in Isleta. It was just Kiss would go on stage, and then that's it. That's all you get. It's just Kiss. So, like right now, as Ghost is touring, it's just Ghost. Ghost goes on stage, and then that's it. They're done. So, part of me is kind of like, yeah, the show starts at like 8, 9 o'clock, and it's over by 11. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, whatever. Not like like those memes are legit. It was like, when you're 3 bands in on a 7-band bill and it's already 9 p.m.
Yeah.
It's just like, So,
Yep.
there's that. But all right, so I said that I was done talking, and then here I am still talking. So, 20
We
minutes.
always have stuff to talk
Yeah.
about.
So, all right,
It's the
y'all.
best part about being married to your best
You
friend.
just keep talking. You talk about anything. Like, what shade of blue do you think that lamp is?
It's TARDIS blue.
TARDIS blue. Is that actually a color?
Yes.
Okay. So I didn't know if that was actually like like a dark blue or like an off navy or.
It's TARDIS.
It's TARDIS blue. Are you googling it?
I'm proving that it's a real color. It may not be a Pantone color.
I was like, I don't think it's like an official color, but it would not surprise me if it was just TARDIS blue. No shit.
There's a color code for TARDIS blue.
Well, I'll be RGB 0, 59, 111. There you go. So that's awesome. All right, y'all. So that's all we have for y'all tonight. Thank y'all. Oh yeah, please go watch the food review that I posted today. I posted that in a panic.
Official TARDIS blue Pantone.
That's awesome. So I woke up this morning and I realized, oh, I don't have a Tuesday review for today. So, I got ready real quick and then went back to my office and recorded.
That's why you got up so early.
Yeah, because I was like,
Throw me all off my groove, man.
I was just like, you came back from your, getting ready, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go,
That never happens. And so when he got up to get ready, instead of like sitting there for another 20 minutes, I thought I was running late all morning. I kept like maniacally checking the time.
Yeah, no, because I panicked because I'm like, oh, I really need to get a review out. And then, of course, when I do the Tuesday reviews, they're like 2.5, 3-minute videos, and it doesn't take that long to edit and render and get uploaded. So I got it, I think, with like 15 minutes to spare before we had to leave for work. I was like, I'm so good. So I did the Ghost Peach flavor. So if you guys want to go watch that, be my guest. I greatly appreciate y'all. So that's all I have for y'all. I swear to God. And thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. Please subscribe to become a piglet if you haven't already, and turn that bell notification on. That way you're notified every time we do a video. Chandler literally took a back seat in this video for some reason. He's probably mad because we were late getting home.
Probably.
But anyway, that's all I have for y'all. And always remember, my little piglets, Colin Porkchop loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and we will see y'all. Oh, see again. He knows the outro, so he's like, oh, my time to shine.
He's
No.
getting his bed.
There we go. All right, so bye, guys.